Thank you very much, Nancy. I'm so pleased to be here today. It's wonderful. I have so many friends in the room. It's just fantastic. It's a beautiful place, and I'm so proud to be a resident of Larchmont, and Larchmont, Leclere, the same. And it's just wonderful, wonderful to be here. I wrote this book, Seeing the Dead, Talking with Spirits, and the way it all started was I had a very interesting experience myself. I was a television producer, I had 4 children, I was raising my children, and as Nancy mentioned, I fell ill, and then I needed surgery, and I happened to see, before getting the surgery, which I never got, by the way, I happened to see a healer. And I didn't realize that healers even existed around here. And then I decided to, but they do, and I was healed by the healer, and then I decided to do a documentary about it. So I started researching the documentary, and lo and behold, one thing led to another, and I became who I am today, a clairvoyant energy healer who practices in New Rochelle at the Oaks, and I work internationally also, and I have clients who call me as far away as Australia. So it's been quite an extraordinary trip. And I wanted to share my experience with everybody because I really don't think that my experience is exceptional. I really believe that everybody has the potential to experience spirits one way or another. I think that it's like playing the piano, where you all can learn how to play the piano, and some people just are really gifted at it. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself right now. When I first wrote my book, I wanted to call it Finding Joy, because for me, this was all about finding joy. I was trying out different things. I was trying to find out what do I need in life, and that's what I found out, and I put in my book, that it's really important to open all the doors that appear to you, to never be afraid of doing anything new, to really go beyond and to allow yourselves to experience all the wonderful things that are around. As I was writing this book, I discovered that there's energy around us. Probably a lot of you already know that. At the time, I didn't. And that we have ways of learning to use that energy around us, that we can identify people who we're with who make us happy, it's a good exchange of energy, people who we're with, and then afterwards we feel like, oh, what happened? I don't have any more energy anymore. And those are people who might be stuck in our energy. And then there are people who, we all have them, who always complain. Whenever we talk to them, they complain, and we really feel like we're being a good sport by listening. Well, all we're really doing is enabling them and just losing our own energy. And then there's those people, just even the thought of them, oh my gosh, your stomach turns, and you think, oh no. Well, those people very often end up being relatives. So, in my book, I talk about how we can identify things like this, how we can identify what's happening to our energy, also what's happening to our power. What is our power? What power do we have? How can we use our power? And I learned about that. I was a caregiver of 4 kids. It's easy to do that. And I learned how to give, and I forgot how to receive. And so I talk about that, how it's important to learn, first of all, what flavor ice cream you like. Being a mother of 4, found myself going to the supermarket and buying the flavors that everybody else liked, and I just didn't even remember what my favorite flavor was anymore. So there's things like that that are really important to discover about yourselves that I talk about in my book. As I said, my original title was Finding My Joy, and when I saw the cover, it was Seeing the Dead, Talking with Spirits, and actually the first cover had something like cadavers in the mud. And, it's one of those things times where when I wrote the book, I thought, well, maybe I'll self-publish it, and then a publisher actually wanted to publish it. Wow, terrific. And I signed the contract, and lo and behold, they had the right to choose the title. But at least I got the cover changed, and so it really is a lot better, a lot more appealing, I think, at least. Far better than Cadavers in the Mud. So I wanted to read a little excerpt from my book. This is about how I was trying to do different things, kind of opening up to spirit, opening up to the spirit world. And so when you're ready to try to open those different doors, the doors appear to you. And then it's always a choice. You can go for it or not. Well, one of the things that was presented to me was an opportunity to go learn about tracking animals. Well, anyway, this is what happened. Although I appreciate an attractive garden, I was not by any stretch of the imagination an outdoorswoman. My Girl Scout camping experiences were few and long ago. My idea of a vacation in nature was a comfortable bed and breakfast. The idea of camping, much less animal tracking, had never entered my mind. I wasn't against it, I just didn't want to do it. All the bugs and dirt were just too much bother. Well, I ended up doing it for a variety of reasons that you can discover in my book. And so we were there, and in the course of the workshop, eventually we had to go outside to look for animal tracks. This was okay with me because it meant I didn't have to try to draw anything anymore. The leader took us to an area where he had allegedly found tracks. You could have fooled me. I certainly didn't see any. The leader announced that he would find several tracks and that we had to line up and file by to see them. The people in the front would stay next to a track and explain it to the other people coming by. I tried to get in the back of the line so that I wouldn't have to explain anything. On top of the general torture of it all, the sun was shining down on us unmercifully. The air temperature was 94 degrees. Showing the track meant lying down in the dirt under the burning sun for at least an hour while people filed by. I wasn't going to do it. Spirit had another idea, and somehow I got stuck showing a fox track. In order to see it, you had to lie flat on your stomach in the dirt. When it was shown to me, I couldn't see it. I didn't want to appear stupid. So after a couple explanations, I lied and said I saw it. Oh yes, there it is, I lied enthusiastically. But then I had to show it to other people as they slowly marched by. With as much authority as I could muster, I would gesture vaguely in the direction of the track and announce that it was a fox print. The sun was hot. I was lying in the dirt worrying about my fair skin getting sun damaged, and I was miserable. I hated being there. One person after another filed by. Some of the people didn't buy my description. I didn't like those people. Troublemakers, I thought. Why can't they just pretend to see this stupid track like me? It should be enough for them that I'm wallowing in the dirt like this. I wonder if these dirt stains will ever come out of my pants. And why didn't I bring my hat with me? One idiot was really giving me a hard time. Rather than hold up the line, he left and then returned, determined to see my fox track. Oh, surprise, he couldn't see the track. I couldn't see the track either, and I didn't care. Just pretend you see it, I prayed. Just pretend you see it, and then we can all call it quits. I had just about had it with this jerk when I stared again at the invisible print. However, this time, I saw the whole fox. As it was making the track, I could see the exact position of its body as the paw stretched toward the ground. It was extraordinary. I felt its movement. A new world opened up. From that moment on, everything changed. I was amazed by the world around me, a world that I had been ignoring. Nature had so many hidden treasures that I could finally see. The trees felt wonderful in their majesty. There was a beautiful balance in the world of all things. Everything affected everything else. I realized that I had been missing all of it. It was it was as though I had blinders on, and now they were off. My perception of the whole world changed. And that's how easy it is for all of you to open up to the spirit world, because what I saw was the spirit of that fox. And it was because I really wanted to. And that's what happens to us. That when we really want to make some kind of a connection with spirits of any kind, angels if you will, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really matter. It's available to you. It's right there. And I bet that a lot of you have had some kind of experience where you've either felt someone close by who's on the other side, perhaps heard their voice, known they're close by, maybe even seen them in a dream, maybe even seen a vision of them. And all of this is very, very possible if we just allow it. And if we share it with other people, that's a confirmation for others who've had the same kind of experiences to know, yes, it's real. It does exist. And it's nothing scary. It's nothing offensive. It's wonderful. It's very, very encouraging and helpful. Because we do have spirit guides out there, angels out there, who are trying to help us all the time. None of us are alone. Everybody has at least one helping you out, trying to like a navigation device, your head is left and they're saying, turn right, turn right, turn right. You go left anyway and, recalculating route. And then they're ready to help you. Okay, now we'll try turning right this time. Very, very patient and very, very wonderful. So this has been a really wonderful experience for me to come into my clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, which just means seeing, hearing, feeling spirits. And what I found as I travel around giving workshops and doing presentations like this is that everybody has something that they've experienced in one way or another that they've just kept for themselves because it wasn't very politically correct to talk about. And when the people were allowed to be in a setting where it was okay to have these kind of experiences, then all of a sudden they would come forth and share them and feel wonderful about it. So I invite all of you to come to get a book of mine if you want, of course, and come see me. I'm not very far away. I live in Larchmont and I practice in New Rochelle. And my goal is really to enable people to enhance their lives, to really come into your full potential, and to really live in joy. And live in unconditional joy. I had a real test of that last January because it was cold and it was icy, and I like to go out in the morning. And I went out, and I like to go out and greet the day. You can greet the day, oh God, morning, or you can greet the day, good morning, God. So I like to do it, good morning, God. And I open the door, and I have 7 steps to go in my backyard, and open the door, and it's, good morning, God. And then I took a step, and boom, 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 all the way down the 7 steps. And I thought, oh, okay. And the thing that was extraordinary, which I noticed, was that even though I didn't know if I had a broken back, if my elbow was broken or what, it was a pretty bad fall, in my heart, I felt okay. It really didn't matter, okay, I was going to find out, if my back was broken, if my elbow was broken, I was going to find out, but I was okay. And that's what life's about, finding out that, it's okay. Yeah, things are going to happen, but, it's okay, because I'm okay, I've got the joy here, it's okay. And I want everybody to be able to find that place. It's right there for us all. So thank you.